focusing a little bit more on my other channel, which is Jazzy Reviews with the Z. I've been dealing with a couple of personal issues going on now. Fortunately, my health has been on point as far as how I'm feeling. So I have that going on with me. But kind of left off on my fitness journey just because my four-legged best friend has gotten sick, and unfortunately we had to put her down. And so I've kind of been mourning her a little bit. Even now it's a little emotional to talk about. But I wouldn't say I'm happy about the journey, but given the fact that I experienced it, it definitely has opened my eyes a little bit. I know I did a video earlier about health is your wealth. And throughout this journey that I've been dealing with, I've also learned a lot about, she had cancer. And, love you, Roxy, sorry. Doing a lot of research about how we can heal her naturally, because I didn't think that chemo would have been an appropriate route for her. I mean, I knew she was a healthy dog outside of that cancer, and I just didn't want to put her through that. So started doing a little bit of research as far as how to battle it naturally. And one of the things that I kind of learned along the way is basically food is medicine. It's not just something that I indulge in anymore. And you know, I need to take care of my own personal health that way. And changing up my diet has actually helped out with my depression and things like that. I'm not as tired as I once were. I can tell the difference of me indulging in the fast food, the unhealthiness, the grease, all the delicious food. And I've realized how I feel differently versus eating healthy, eating naturally. I actually started a weight loss competition. I think I did a video, kind of announcing that. And so I was like, all right, you know what? This entire weekend, I'm eating nothing but fast food. I'm getting all my cravings out of the way. And honestly, by Sunday, I drove through Whataburger, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give me a burger. And I'm like, you know what? I would actually rather go home and eat some chicken, some grilled chicken with some vegetables. I'd rather eat healthy stuff because I was really tired, and the food actually weighed me down. And I was so sluggish. I didn't realize that, the difference between eating healthy versus eating the crap. I mean, I've heard people say it all the time, how it's gonna slow them down, but actually experiencing it, yeah, don't get me wrong, I still crave the burgers here and there, but I've learned to adjust it and go for like a turkey burger at home versus eating fast food. And I think probably my sweet tooth has probably been the hardest to control, but I've learned to absolutely indulge in my fruits and my carrots, my pineapple, watermelon, which I absolutely love. And I've had temptations of sweets now. I'm just like, I'd rather have some fruit. And again, I feel a lot more alive. I feel more awake, more alert. So next time you're trying to determine on whether you want to eat healthy or not, don't think of it as a punishment or, just to reach a certain weight loss goal or, fitness goal. Use it as a lifestyle. I know I've mentioned that numerous times. I'm actually starting to put the puzzle pieces together. It's my goal now for the month of September actually is to have at least one green drink, and that's with all my vegetables, my more natural substances, because I can easily go out on the weekends and, being so busy, eat some fast food, but I know at least once I've had my health, my nutrients for the day. Now, I'm not saying that's the only nutrients I'm going to get, because I am trying to lean more towards healthier foods. So, if you have depression or, going through any type of health issues, the first thing you need to do, well, first of all, go to the doctor, of course. See what they can, guide you to, and see if it's not something worse than what you really think it is. Now, if it's depression or something like that, the first thing you need to do, instead of running to medicine, you need to run to food. You need to look at your food and what you're consuming. The high fructose corn syrup, the MSG, I wouldn't even say gluten because I wouldn't say that's 100% thing, but I mean, look into more natural foods and limit it. You know, like I said, you can go have your cake, you can have your, you know, your fast food, but try to have the base of your diet as healthy and home cooked as possible. I know people, I don't have time. Do you have time to watch TV? Do you have time to sleep? Wake up an hour earlier so that way you can cook your food. Fortunately for me, I have a great support system that helps keep me on track. Absolutely the best system I can have. No matter how much I push, I get pushed back 2 times harder. So fortunately, they're more stubborn than me. Although they do cave every once in a while, which I'm happy about, but I know in the back of my mind it's hindering me from what I want to achieve in life. So, like I said, if you're feeling ill, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling sluggish, don't run to the caffeine, don't run to, you know, these energy drinks, these energy pills, whatever they are. Look at your diet. You know, eat more grilled chicken, more turkey, you know, your seafood. I love seafood. You know, change up the spices, the marinades and things like that. That way you can eat healthy and still have a variety and it be flavorful. I actually went down to my local gym and there was a lady that was advertising her new business and she was offering gluten-free pizza. My first thought, gluten-free is not going to taste good, and then I hear healthy, I'm thinking it's going to be bland, it's going to be, you know, just vegetables. It was one of the best pizzas and I've actually been craving it all week. I'm like, when is she going to open her store now so that way I can have my pizza after working out? Because I know it's made with all natural foods. And I even asked her, I actually had a conversation with her, and she said, don't worry about your calories, because if you're eating healthy and natural, the calories are more than likely going to be low, and you're going to be feeling fuller, because I do notice a big difference. You know, before if I would go eat fast food and then go to the gym, I would have a horrible workout. But now if I eat healthy and natural, it doesn't matter how full I am, if I just wait 10 minutes, I'm ready to go. So use food as medicine, not just as an indulgent or a comfort mechanism. Use it for your health. That's one thing that I want to drill into anybody and everybody. Don't be afraid to learn about new foods and, you know, learn about flavor, because believe it or not, some of the healthiest foods has actually been the most tastiest food that I've experienced. Now, if I make it at home, it may not be as flavorful, just because I know I have that mental block still. And that's just my own personal issue. It's not saying that the food isn't good, but, you know, just kind of do what I need to do as well. So I'm speaking to myself. You know, get out of your own head. Listen to your body. Like I said, this is something I'm still personally working on. I'm still battling and taking my grain drinks every morning, and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, this looks disgusting. It smells awful. But once I take it, I don't notice I would say I wouldn't notice. I don't directly notice how I feel differently, but I know that I'm giving my body what it needs. And eventually my body will react appropriately. So just kind of keep that in mind. You just, as I've been told numerous times, retrain your brain. And just remember, food is your medicine. It's going to be the #1 thing to help you battle whatever you got going on. I've heard people changing their diets, beating cancer. You know, just small things like that. Depression, I've heard numerous people say that, you know, they're happier, they're healthier, they feel better just by changing their diet. So just remember, always look at it as medicine, not as a punishment or I got to do it this week, I got to remove this from this week, which, I mean, use it as a stepping stone, if anything. You know, oh, this week I'm going to cut out, you know, XYZ. I'm going to include XYZ on this. Make sure that you give your body what it needs. You know, listen to it. That's the most important thing that you can do, and obviously retrain your brain. Food isn't just food, it's fuel. You know, you wouldn't want to put, you know, some old cruddy oil or, you know, gas into your car because you know it's going to tear it down. What's the difference between food and your body? It's the same concept. You want the healthiest, the cleanest to go in your body. And, you know, it's not really being taught as much as it should. And that's why people, I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to drink. Keep it simple. You got your fresh fruits, anything fresh. And I actually seen I don't remember where I had seen it at, but they said whenever you go shopping, shop on the outskirts of your grocery store. Because that's where a lot of your healthiest foods are going to be. Of course, you're going to have to go down the aisle for your seasonings and your marinades and things like that. But primarily shop on the outskirts because that's where your healthiest, cleanest foods are going to be. And that's kind of one thing that I'm trying to keep in mind when I go shopping. Although a lot of my shopping is done online, fortunately, so it makes it a little bit easier. But still, just keep that in mind. Keep it simple. You got your fresh fruits, your vegetables. Anytime you're craving anything sweet, which is, again, one of my biggest downfalls, I go straight for, my first thought is, what fruit can I eat? Rather than what cookies, what cakes, what, you know, junk food that I can eat. No, go for your fresh fruits. Go for your fresh vegetables. I like my crunch. Has to have that crunch, so I go now for carrots, for celery. You know, of course I mix it in with other things, but I want that crunch, which I used to reach for chips, but now I reach for my vegetables. So just make sure that you kind of retrain your brain and also use it as a medicine. Because again, that's the best way that you can heal yourself without having your side effects of, you know, have you seen the commercials for pharmaceuticals? May include up to and including death. I'm sorry, but I don't want to put anything that could possibly kill me in my body. And that's what a lot of the medicines are if you hear all the side effects. Up to and including death. Even if it's for a simple headache or, you know, different things to help you breathe. With me, I have asthma. I've seen it where it's, you know, can include pulmonary arterisms, death, stroke. I just need to get off my butt and get into the gym. I learned that my allergy and asthma are connected, and once I control my allergies, which I've fortunately done using allergy shots, I don't have nearly as much problems with my asthma. So, you know, just kind of do what you got to do and fuel your body properly. Feed it, give it the proper medicine, natural medicine. I don't care what they say. Food is going to be your best medicine. Now, just like medicine, it can help you, it can hurt you. The choice is yours. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short. Just keep that in mind next time you go grocery shopping, or hey, listen to this while you're at the grocery store. You know, to kind of help keep your mind, what do I need to get? You can stick your chicken, your turkey. I don't have anything personally against beef, but I mean, I would suggest limiting that just because it takes longer for your body to digest. So that's kind of the reason why I kind of steer away from that just a little bit. Of course, meat in general is going to take longer for you to digest, but beef is going to take you even longer. So just kind of stick with your turkey, your seafood, your chicken, and then your fresh fruits and vegetables. It's that simple. And then of course you get your seasonings, your marinades. That's it. I promise you'll feel the difference. Alright guys, in the meantime, stay tuned. Or actually, sorry, recap that. Just make sure you stay focused, stay motivated, but most of all, stay jazzy. This is your Jazzy Inspiration.